Hey guys, in today's guide we will be covering Anivia, the Cryo Phoenix. Anivia is a utility mage who excels at supporting her team with her high amount of crowd control. She has a stun, wall, 2 slows, and single target nuke damage. She is incredibly good at stopping enemies from sieging objectives if she has the mana to keep her skills up. She can also single-handedly stop a tower siege. Anivia can also benefit from being built tankier than most mages due to her high base damage on her skills. Let's jump right into her skills and passive. Anivia's passive allows her to revert into an egg upon dying, and if she can survive as an egg for 6 seconds, she will revive with full HP and however much mana she had upon death. Anivia's Q fires an ice spear that flies towards her target location. Any enemies hit along the way will be slowed and take damage. At the end of the spear's range, it will explode and do additional damage and stun nearby enemies. Anivia can also choose to activate her spear earlier by clicking Q again. Anivia's W creates a wall of ice that will block all movement, including ally movement, for a few seconds. Upon placement, the wall will move champions or minions, which can be used to stop channeled abilities like a Fiddlestick's ult. The wall gets bigger with each point invested, and jumps, dashes, and similar skills can still go over the wall like normal terrain. Anivia's E is her main damage and nuke spell. She fires out a gust of wind that will damage her target. If the target has been recently slowed by her Q or R, the target will take double damage from her E. Anivia's ult creates an AoE circle of ice and hail that damages and slows all enemies in it every second. Her ult costs an initial amount of mana to cast, and costs mana each second afterwards to keep the toggle on. Regardless of where you play Anivia, you always want to max your E first as it's your main damage spell. Max your Q second for the damage, slow, and stun that it provides. Max your W last as it's your utility spell and you won't need the points in it early on. Anivia's item build changes with what she is playing against. Her 4 core items are Sorcerer's Shoes, Rod of Ages, Archangel's Staff, and Void Staff. The other 2 items are situational. If against a tanky team, take Liandry's Torment and Warmogs. If against an AD heavy team, take Deathcap and Zhonya's. If against an AP heavy team, take Deathcap and Banshee's Veil. If you have a relatively safe laning phase, I suggest getting an early tier of the goddess and then building straight into Rod of Ages. Finish your tier after Rod of Ages and then build into your damage item. If you feel like you need more defense early, then go ahead and build your defensive item after you have your basic tier in Rod of Ages, and the damage item later. If you don't survive the fights, then having the damage won't help. For runes and masteries, I suggest taking the following. Against an AD opponent, take 9 magic penetration marks, 9 armor seals, 9 scaling AP glyphs, and 3 AP quintessences. Against an AP opponent, take 9 magic penetration marks, 9 scaling HP seals, 9 magic resist glyphs, and 3 AP quintessences. For masteries, I suggest taking 21 offense and 9 utility. If you feel like you want to take a safer mastery page, go ahead and take 9 defense instead of 9 offense. For summoners, I suggest taking Flash and Ignite for a stronger laning phase, Flash and Teleport for more global pressure and presence, Flash and Barrier against burst champions or burst teams, or Flash and Exhaust against assassins and dive champions. Anivia has a really rough laning phase against a lot of champions. Some of her hardest counters during laning phase are Annie, Cassiopeia, Fizz, Talon, Ahri, LeBlanc, and Orianna. If you end up having to lane against one of these champions, you have to do your best to farm up and not die. All of these champions can bully you in lane if you overextend and make it really hard for you to farm. Don't overextend to try and get CS, as you will get punished too much for it. Grab the CS you can get from a safe range. Your auto attack range is pretty long and you can use your Q to snipe the last hits that are too far out to auto. Once you hit 6, it becomes easier for you to farm your lane quickly with your ult and Q, and then allow you to quickly go grab a jungle camp if you have the mana. Make sure to get your blue buffs and just play safe until team fights. It's not going to be worth dying to try and fight champions that can just kill you, even with your passive. In a counter lane, make it your goal to CS and don't go aggressive unless you're getting help from your teammates or the enemy makes a mistake. Ward up, don't overextend, and get your CS gold. Your goal in laning phase is to get CS and experience. Your levels 1 through 5 are fairly weak and most mid laners can outduel and bully you. Once you hit level 6, you can start clearing waves much faster with your ult. Pre-6, use your Q to harass. If you hit the stun, then you can quickly follow up with an E and then quickly run away. Don't try to do extended trades unless the enemy laner really messes up. You have quick burst damage with your Q stun and E combo before level 6, so play to the strength of burst by using the hit and run tactic. If you have the mana to clear jungle camps once you have your ult and a wave cleared, do it. Every CS will help you during the upcoming teamfight phase. Anivia's goal in teamfights is to zone and control the enemy. Your ult is a really effective AoE control spell. If any enemies stand in it, they will be slowed and take damage. Use this to hinder enemy movement while you stun them with your Q or block them off from engaging or retreating with your wall. Anivia's wall can have a huge impact if you use it to cut off an enemy player from his team. Make sure to position behind your team so that you aren't focused down. If your team is being sieged under tower, then use your ult and Q to wave clear. Anivia's anti-siege and siege potential is very strong when she has her ult and the mana to keep her spells going. Here are some useful tips and tidbits about Anivia. Thanks for watching my Anivia guide. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my guides, coaching, and other League related videos.